Greetings, Aries. Welcome to your November 2013 Runescope. If you would like something more specific than this general sun sign / rising sign reading, you can book a consultation with me. Just drop me a line at the email address below this video and I can set up an appointment for you. I do those on Skype and they are $65 for a half-hour reading. You can also watch the video for your rising sign. If Aries is your sun sign, then you would watch your rising sign as well. That can give you some more information. If you don't know your rising sign, just type birth chart calculator into Google or your favorite search engine, and those will come up and you can enter your birth time and find out what your ascendant or your rising sign is. That can help you get more information on when reading general horoscopes and things like that. For you in November, Aries, the challenging energy is going to be around something may not turn out the way that you had hoped. You may have taken steps to rectify a situation or to make something better, and it just unfortunately, it was out of your control anyway. But I mean, it seems like you tried to make something better and it just didn't work out. Trouble is you're trying to keep this secret in November, but despite your best efforts, it may come out. And that's actually the best thing if that happens. If a secret comes out, Aries, that you've been trying to keep to yourself or keep under wraps, this is for a reason. It's coming out for a reason. It's coming out to help make the situation better, to equalize the situation in some way, because right now something's unbalanced in your life, and as long as this stays behind closed doors, it's not going to level out the way that it needs to. This can also work in the way that you just find out a secret and it's a disappointment to you and someone close to you, something someone else was hiding, someone close to you that was hiding comes out, and you're disappointed in this person. So this can be a lot of things. The most obvious would, of course, be someone was, having an affair and you find out about it, or maybe you're the one having an affair and it comes out. Or, maybe someone that you were interested in is not interested in you. That can also be the way this can work out. If you have any legal cases pending, it could be that this maybe doesn't go your way in November. So a lot of different ways this can work out since I'm reading for so many of you. But that's going to be the challenging energy around November, is just dealing with a disappointment and a disruptive sort of secret. But again, this is all going to be for the best. If you are seeking legal counsel in November, you will be hiding this, and it could be result of what you find out, this secret coming out, that you do seek legal counsel and maybe talk to a lawyer about steps that you can take. So that can be a challenge too. Just finding the right person to talk to and dealing with legal stuff is always kind of a drag. But you have to do what you have to do. And in some cases, this may be warranted. Aries, you may need to seek legal advice on the situation you find yourself in November. Your intuition, though, is going to lead you to the right people. It's going to lead you to ask the right people that you know, to lead to the people that you need to talk to for help if you need it. So you will find the right people that you need for help, Aries, in November. And definitely take the advice that you're offered in November. Aries, sometimes you can be stubborn about taking advice from other people. Sometimes you may think, you may listen, but you have no intention of following the advice that people give you. And if you continue on the same path in November and don't take the advice offered, it could be detrimental to your future in some way. So, advice is not always what we want to hear, including this Runescope. Unfortunately, I can only tell you what I see, and this is what I'm seeing. So this, I always ask, what is it important for this sign, in your case Aries, what is most important for most Aries to hear for the month of November, and then this is what I tell you what I see and what they give me, and that's what they're saying for November. Continuing on the course that you are on is not going to work out in your best interest. So if you do not take the advice offered, you have to you're accepting those consequences. You're accepting, that you don't want this advice. You don't, because it's not what you want to hear. So you're not going to do this, and you're going to go do your own thing. And if you do that in November, you are accepting the consequences of your own actions. So when someone offers you their advice, even though it may be hard to hear, it looks like if you take it, the results are going to be better. The results are going to be much better than continuing on this same path. Because if you just think back of where this path has sort of led you so far, it'll be pretty evident that this was, maybe this has served its purpose. The help you can expect in November is going to come from your family, from people close to you. They're going to be able to offer you not only the advice mentioned earlier, and they're going to do it in a non-judgmental way. So, it's not like people are going to be judging your choices. It's not going to come at you in that way. And that's good, because I think if they did that, then none of you would take the advice offered. Because I think some of you are. I think some of you are going to listen, and it's going to make sense to you. And that the person that is giving you this advice has your best interest at heart. So, and it may be more than one person. You may have several people that you go to regarding advice in November, and they're able to offer you this and financial help, or a place to stay if you need a place to stay for whatever reason, or a place to move to, or anything that you need. Because I feel like some of you may be looking to move in November. Like if you're looking to get out of this situation due to what you find out, and maybe you're living with the person that this comes out about, you'll be able to get out of that situation physically. That will be offered to you. And it could be that your moving would help someone close to you. It could be a mutually beneficial relationship, a mutually beneficial situation for you. What you kind of have to accept about November, Aries, what unfortunately can't be changed, is that something that once was very beneficial for you is no longer so. Or someone who was once very beneficial for you is no longer beneficial for you. In fact, they are a drag on your spiritual development, on your forward movement. They're holding you back in some way. And this isn't going to change. So November is a month of acceptance of not only the things that you can't change, but the things that you can change. Because for some reason you're holding back from making changes that will lead you to a positive new beginning. And it could be fear, but you have the support behind you necessary to make these changes. So you shouldn't be afraid, especially about material things or financial things, if that's your concern. Emotionally, you're going to be much better at getting out of this situation. So if you take that out of the equation, if you take the financial concerns and that sort of thing out of the equation, and put your emotional well-being first, this decision will be easier in November. And I think this came up last month for you too, Aries. Somebody in your life who's being selfish, just taking advantage of you, using you in some way. Treating you in some way like you're a fool, and you're not. You are not a fool. By no stretch. You've allowed this person to think that because it served your purpose in some way. You maybe used that to your advantage in some way, but it's time to leave that person behind and move on to where you're supposed to go. And I think November, that's what it's going to be. By the end of the month, you're going to be thinking about that. You're going to be thinking about, I need to leave this partnership behind, or this friendship, or because again, this doesn't have to be a romantic situation. That's just kind of probably the number one way it pops out, but it can be a friendship, it can be a coworker, it can be a business partnership, any of those things. You will be leaving some relationship behind by the end of November and moving on to a better one. And it seems like romantically, most of you have someone that you have known for a while that you want to connect with. So it seems like it could be someone from the past, someone that you had a relationship with before. There's going to be a new beginning for you in a romantic sense in some way in November. What has been delayed will no longer be delayed. Some of those restrictions are going to be removed. I'm not saying all of them will be removed. But so whatever you let go of in November, something immediately moves in to take the place of that. And this could be a romantic relationship that you've had on the back burner. Maybe that's the secret you were keeping back here, some of you. And some of you may be physically moving in November, moving in with this person. It could be that you leave this worn out relationship and finally move in with the person that you want to be with. And there may be, again, a big expense in November. You may be concerned about the money, but again, you're going to have support for that. So you'll figure out a way to make it happen. But the delays will be over as far as a new relationship moving forward. Or a rekindled relationship from the past moving forward. And very quickly, by the end of November, I think you'll see things starting to fall into place. Some of you may take this new person to, if you're in the States, you celebrate Thanksgiving, you may take this person home for Thanksgiving dinner, and or you may meet this person. You may see this person at Thanksgiving dinner. Maybe this is someone you grew up with that you haven't seen in a long time, and there's a kind of a rekindled attraction that would be very positive. So definitely a possibility that Thanksgiving could be even more exciting this year than it normally is. But I think for the most part, for those of you that have to travel, things seem to go very smoothly for most of you. And a nice reunion with family, maybe some people that you haven't seen in a long time. Well, many people will just be happy to see your mom. Maybe your mom lives far away, some of you, and you haven't seen her in a while. You'll be able to reconnect. And I feel like you'll maybe not share all of what's been going on with you, but I'll share all of what you're comfortable sharing, and be able to get some things out in the open and just feel better talking about things that have been going on with you. For some of you, it could be your mom wants to set you up with somebody and she tells you about this at Thanksgiving dinner. Whatever it is, Aries, and it doesn't have to be your mom. It could be a sister or, an aunt, somebody you're close to, an older female relative, though. I feel like in most cases may want to set you up. But it could be positive. There's a really positive energy around new relationships for you, or rekindled relationships moving forward in some way, Aries. So cut the dead weight in November. And move on to new beginnings in December and January. We are getting ready to start 2014. So you don't want any dead weight around your neck as you move into the new year. It's always best to start the new year as light as possible, because we kind of collect things as we go through each year. Collect more weight as we go through each year. So you want to start off as fresh and liberated as you possibly can. So that's what I see for November, Aries. Good luck with that, and I will see you again in December.